Is it working?
Every week or
We got to start off like that. We have to start off like that, right? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kurz Real Estate Show. My name is David Kurz, the host of the show. I'm here with Jennifer Kurz, even though she hasn't officially changed her name yet. But, I'm going to give it about 2 more weeks before I start really complaining publicly.
Like we have
all right?
already.
No, I haven't at all.
Rebecca Soto, she's like asking me so she can write up a referral agreement. She's like, are you Kurz already?
Uh-huh. Tell her, Rebecca. Tell her. Rebecca's on my side. You're the best, Rebecca. All right. So first and foremost, want to give a special shout out to New World Title, Caliber Home Loans, and Max Home Inspections for being the sponsors of our weekly show and many other events that we have. If you want to talk about events, on June 21st, right here in Miami, more than likely it's going to be in Brickell at American Social. Come on, girl. On American Social, right? Hey, are we doing American Social or what? We are live. Are we doing American Social or what? Yeah? Okay, cool. So I got a text. I don't know if that means we're doing it or not, but American Social, more than likely, on June 21st, figure from 7 to 9 p.m. You can get there as early as 6. I'll be there at 5:30, more than likely. And we're going to have an agent appreciation night. So at Kurz Real Estate, we put on a monthly agent appreciation night. It's not just for Kurz agents. Definitely we want to show love to our Kurz agents because we appreciate them. But we want to open doors to all the agents in the area. So we want to focus with everybody, collaborate with everybody, do amazing things. Speaking of collaborations, we're going to be talking about 3 really cool things today. Number 1, FPL going solar, right? Number 2, we're going to talk about Facebook groups and how you can monetize and grow with them, right? And then number 3, we're going to talk about a new city coming to the area. So we're gonna chat on.
I'm gonna stay here like a student because I didn't know either one of these 3 things.
We're gonna chat on that a little bit, right? So again, special shout out: New World Title, Caliber Home Loans, Max Home Inspections for being the best of the best. Of course, Kurz Property Management, Kurz Insurance, and Kurz Real Estate at your service. We got some great listings. Big congratulations to George Fernandez, Lori Scott, Yahaira Huertas, Ralph Rivas, Eric Vargas, Maria Rodriguez, and Chris Galgano for putting up listings in the last week. Big shout out to you guys. Yeah, it's awesome. All right. Huge shout out to Mauricio Garrido, who just signed up this morning. So new agent. Thank you. Welcome to the Kurz Real Estate Action. So now, let's talk about this new city real quick because this is cool. Those of you in Miami.
What city is Miami?
So those of you in Miami, there's this little space between Aventura and North Miami, right? There's like a little gap right between North Miami and Aventura, and there's about $1 billion worth of real estate in that little like gap, right? And Miami-Dade commissioners approved the special election on Tuesday, and it gives the 20,000 plus residents in the area, which includes Highland Lakes, Sky Lake, and previously incorporated Otis, to come together and create a municipality. There's some stuff going on. They want to create their own little city. However, if they do create their little city, they won't have the power of the bigger city, right? Because right now they're a part of just unincorporated Miami-Dade. So they won't have that power. They'll have small government, kind of similar to, let's say, Miami Shores, Biscayne Park, and all those areas that are just south of this, right? And one of the other concerns is that taxes will definitely go up. So they're talking about a new city there, so I would say pay attention to that special election on Tuesday and see what happens there, and we'll talk more about it later.
So although it's a smaller city, taxes go up anyway.
Taxes will go up because they won't have support of the bigger city. So the bigger city has more residents, there's more money coming in. Right, so now they're a small city. Being a small city, they would more than likely have to take care of their own roads, sidewalks, lights, things of that nature, and that would definitely raise the income tax in the area so that they would be able to do those things. One of the benefits, obviously, of being your own city is that, for instance, let's talk Coral Gables, Coconut Grove, the city of Miami, but Coral Gables, Pinecrest, Palmetto Bay, those areas, because they have those a little bit of higher taxes, they're able to do certain things in the neighborhood to beautify, to make it stronger, to make it nice. Yes, and just focus within their lines and make it nicer that when you drive into it, you already know where you are, you know? So that's definitely an added benefit. FPNL, Florida Power and Light Company, just purchased 1,300 acres in western Palm Beach County for $19.3 million. I wish I was your realtor. Just call me next time, FPL. Call me. All right? My kids leave the lights on all the time in the house, so you're getting all my money anyway. So let me just be your realtor for a little bit. It is true. It's true. All right. So they want to put a solar farm out there, which is really cool. Yeah. You know, an FPL, I know, you know, we complain they got the monopoly on our area and so forth and so on. But, you know, I read a lot about what's going on with them, and they really do make a stronger effort to reduce the cost to us. And this is definitely going to be one of those things. You know, I think solar power, wind power, things of those nature, over the next couple decades, you're going to start seeing really a lot of this.
Well, when the storm came, they started using solar power to control some of the lights.
The lighting, yep.
Yeah, and so definitely it's probably more beneficial for us anyway at that level. I know a lot of people are trying to put solar panels in their own homes.
Yep, so in here it talks about they have previously in Westlake gotten 400 acres. So this would be a total of 1,700 acres for a solar farm, which is really cool. And I think, you know, when we have hurricanes and stuff like that, hopefully. And listen, if we spend just a little bit of money of getting power lines underground, we'll have less issues with hurricanes, FPL. Just my piece of advice. Pay attention. I might be onto something here. So home flipping.
Okay.
Home flipping is at a all-time high over the last 6 years. All right?
Well,
they're on a six-year high.
This year I find it that you can't flip as much here in Miami.
In Miami, but nationally.
Yeah.
Home flipping's on fire, right? So check this out. The rate of house flips hit a 6-year high as a share of sales in the first quarter of 2018, according to a report that a company in New York City has put together. They saw a 20% increase in home flipping year over year, while Chicago saw a 7% increase. But there were stark differences around the country, right? So we say here in Miami, it's become harder and harder and harder. Chicago obviously saw a 7% increase, but then you have other places. Check this out. Miami experienced the largest drop. There was a 16% decline. 16% decline in home flips. Now, even with our 16% decline, and Los Angeles had a 3% decline, right? Even with those two majors, even with that, nationally, year over year, 20% increase, all-time high throughout the nation.
I wonder where people are flipping at. Like, what is that location?
I'm great. Smaller markets like Baton Rouge, Louisiana, spiked 70%. Lincoln, Nebraska, Madison, Wisconsin, all rose 15%. I mean, 55%, I'm sorry. You know, so huge numbers. The overall number of house flips.
Detroit is not in there anywhere?
At all. I know you're in love with Detroit, but sorry, man, it's not in here. So this talks about, like, investors flipped more than 207,000 condominiums and single-family homes in 2017, the most since, like, 2012. And the average gross profit for the home flip was about $69,000. So $69,000 on the average home flip. You know, every time you touch that, everyone watching hears. Can't hear her at all? You hear me good?
Can you hear me? Is it better?
Give her another microphone, man.
Oh,
Come on.
I must have not turned on the mic.
You didn't turn it on?
I think I turned it on.
Is it on now? Can you hear?
So much.
Oh, there you go. Nice
Here I
job.
am fixing the mic. Well, I guess you didn't hear all the bumping.
You think she would be a rookie, right? We've only been doing this, what, 3-4
I
years
saw
now?
a light on, but apparently it wasn't mine.
Okay. So I want to talk about Facebook groups real quick. I've been pushing you to do a Facebook group.
I've been pushing me to do a Facebook group.
I've been pushing you.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I want to talk to everybody about, and here's my commitment to you guys. I'm going to put a podcast out. If you don't follow me on my podcast, go to podcast app, search David Adam Kurz Take Action podcast, and subscribe to my podcast. But my commitment to you is that I'm going to get Arnie on here, and we're going to talk Facebook groups. He's a Facebook group specialist who happens to be traveling the world right now. So when we talk to him, he's probably going to be somewhere in Europe. I think he's spending the next 3 or 4 months in Europe.
Nice.
He calls himself a digital nomad because he can work from anywhere in the world. So that's exactly what he's doing. He spent about 3 weeks here in Miami, and he's moving on. So Arnie, hey, we're going to get in touch. But my commitment is that we're going to get Arnie or somebody equivalent to Arnie, and we're going to get a podcast out on Facebook groups. Let me tell you guys something. Facebook groups are strong. Find something that you're passionate in. Find something that you want a group of people that you want to market to, and create a group and start inviting those people and advertising that group out. Why? Because it gives you an opportunity to control the group, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a controlled study,
yeah.
you know? Facebook has changed so many things with their advertisings and algorithms, and now they're going to stop taking third-party information like income and things of that nature. So you're going to have very limited target now. It's still going to work, but targeting, like, you're going to have to target men over 45 in 33133 instead of men over 45 and 33133 who earn an average income of $150,000. They are. So all the third-party stuff, all the information that they pull from the outside, they're going to be getting rid of a lot of that stuff. I don't know the full extent to this. Please don't look at me like a Facebook expert, but I know that much, and I know that targeting is going to become a little more difficult. But what if you had a Facebook group, right? Yeah. And you took that group, and let's say your farm area is Chicago, Illinois, right? And you're in Chicago, and you happen to market to, let's say, 4 square blocks. Like, what if you created a Facebook group that really focused on those 4 square blocks, that focused on the businesses in those 4 square blocks, the buildings and the issues in those 4 square blocks, the positive things, hosting events in those 4 square blocks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, if you're as a real estate professional.
That's farming, by the way.
How much control would you have over that particular group of people? You're the admin in there, right?
Yeah.
So you get to control that and really maintain it. And I think it's so ridiculously enormous, the ROI on something like this, right? We're always telling our agents, get as much content as you can out there. I spoke to Amit, right? The video that we showed yesterday. Yeah. So I spoke to Amit, and he was telling me about his video, and he talked about how people were dogging him out a little bit because he spent so much money on that video. And he said, and people were like, yeah, but what's your ROI on that? What's your return investment on that video, right? Because he hasn't sold the property yet. And he said, well, I'll put it to you like this. I got $7-point-something million in business out of that video.
Nice.
Like, so the ROI is strong, right?
Yeah.
So what if you consistently gave content, strong, positive, amazing content to a community that you have put together?
And you know what? That's pretty much the key to this. You can't just create a group and let the group be there and sit there and have somebody else take control of your own group, because that could also happen. You know, it's taking on something that you really like and then pushing it forward. So I did create a group, 2 groups as a matter of fact, of 2 different types of things. And I'm not as active as you are, for example, with your group, where you put information, you start talking to the people that are in there and that kind of stuff. You know, I need to get better at doing that. And I feel like the key part to that group to get the best ROI is to be interesting and also be interested, which we talk about all the time, and talk to those people and invite them to invite other people and so forth.
I think that's where if you don't go in there and provide the content, then you just created a group for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you could just control a whole group of people by providing them so much positive and strong and information that they feel obligated to work with you because you are the quote-unquote POC, point of contact, subject matter expert for that group for whatever it is, right? So I manage 2 groups. One of them is a veteran group, right? So I'm a 9-year veteran. I spent 9 years in the United States Marine Corps. So I think that for me a passion is veterans who got out and became realtors, right? I call them my hometown heroes, right?
Yeah.
So I have a group for veterans who became real estate agents, and in 3 weeks we have over 200 people in the group.
Nice.
And all of these veterans are communicating with each other, sharing referrals with each other, talking about VA issues with each other, and I'm able to go in there and create topics, push topics. You got people like Darren, who's in the group, who will do a live video almost every day and post it in the group.
Nice.
And that's really great stuff. And then there's another group that I had created a group a while ago. I'm very passionate about independent brokerages.
Yeah.
We're an independent brokerage. We're not a franchise. So I'm very passionate about running and operating an independent brokerage. And I have this belief that if all independent brokerages got together and created one platform or one system where they could communicate amongst each other, where the owners of the brokerages can share ideas nationally, where people like Zillow and Realtor.com and Fannie Mae would feel a commitment to independent brokerages because of the strength and power they have, right? They would rival larger companies like the Coldwell Bankers and the Keller Williams and everyone else in the nation, right? So imagine if this really went large scale. Keller Williams does a really good job at like selling out their family reunion to 10, 12,000 people, whatever it is, right? And it's all their agents, and that's amazing. But what if 200, 300 independent brokerages got together and created,
There's more. It's the masses. The power of the masses.
Yeah, the power of the masses. Work together. No more division. Divided we fall, right? And so if 200 brokerages got together and each one of them brought, let's say, 25 people, do the math. We're doing really well there, And so that could grow into tens of thousands of people, in my opinion, over 5-6 years. This could turn into stadium arenas for independent brokerage, education, coaching, training, breakaways, takeaways. Call it what you want. We're renting out the Miami Arena one day, And so
it's good networking. A lot of these independent brokerages, their biggest disadvantage is they don't really have too many people outside of their state or their area to go to refer a client to, or that kind of stuff. Everything you have, it's a potential a business. So if you're able to have that network of people that you can trust and you communicate with, and you share ideas with, and you're all, working together in that fashion, then now you have a bigger network.
Yep. I think that one of the places that independent brokerages fail is that they feel that they compete with companies like KW, for instance. Keller Williams is an amazing, super large company with a huge amount of agents, right, and offices. So Keller Williams can walk around and say, well, we have networks all over the world. But independent brokerages have that same power. But they don't see it because there's no one platform to go to, right? So that being said, I had created this group. Or they don't have the same
name. They kind of separate each other. You know what I mean?
So that being said, I created this group, right? And we started to gain traction, and then I caught the attention of another group. And so Regina Brown, who runs that group, reaches out to me and says, hey, David, love your vision, love what you're doing. I feel like maybe you should be an admin in my group and make it our group, right? And then I connected with a broker in Minneapolis. His name's Long. And Long says, man, I love what you're doing. I have the same vision. Just haven't been able to put it together. I want to work with you on this. Long story short, Regina, myself, and Long, we have merged our groups together, right? So this morning, their group had like 350-something people. Now it's 412 people.
Nice.
And that was from this morning to right now. 412 plus independent brokers nationally.
Wow.
Right? So this is an amazing situation. So my commitment to the group was, when we hit 500, we're going to start planning an independent broker retreat here in Miami. So we're looking at like February, March, or something like that for an independent brokerage retreat, only for independent broker operators.
Nice.
Right? And talking like management, staff, systems, like, everything you can imagine that would be beneficial to a real estate broker, to a broker owner. So, Regina, Long,
awesome.
I'm excited to do this with you guys. And the power of that group. Think about, we could think small. I remember when we first started and we said, I want to create an independent broker, connection here in Miami or in South Florida. And I was never able to put it together because I feel like maybe the independent brokers didn't really, they were too close to each other to want to share.
Yeah. And there's
Too much,
the competition aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think there's a failure in that mentality. And personally, I think that if we all got together, we could supersede, right? But I get the competition, but in abundance, we thrive.
Yeah.
You know? And so, that being said, I wasn't able to really put it together. It never really worked out. I wanted to have like monthly meetings and stuff like that. Now, I'm doing it on a national level, international, believe it or not. So we got a guy in there who is going to start inviting independent brokerages in Dubai and Central America, Mexico, Canada, things of that nature. So, you know, being able to take this Facebook group and think so much bigger, and huge shout out to Tristan, who runs one of the biggest Facebook groups in Facebook. I think there are over 80,000 people, and it's all real estate agents, lab coat agents. Big shout out to them. They're doing it on such a high level.
Yes.
They're seeing
Their
it
group is
impressive. It's very impressive, and they're seeing it at a very large level, at a high level, and so now they have like the LCA conference coming up in June. So it'd be great. If you don't know what that is, look it up. LCA conference in Coronado, California. I think it's the 26th, 27th, 28th of June. Get your tickets. I know that they were close to selling out. So go see Tristan and all these guys. They got Aaron Brockovich to be one of their keynote speakers. Nice. So imagine now you have 80,000 people in your group, and you say, I'm going to create this conference so that we could educate, train, you know, make more ethical, stronger, better, faster, more thriving agents out there that are working collaboratively and making things happen. And I think that what they've done on that level, I want to do in an independent broker status.
All right. Well, I look forward to see what you're going to do.
So,
and how many people are going to come together to do this.
I think this is going to be amazing. And honestly, look, my biggest thought for today is, you know, there's so many different ways to farm. Here's one more additional way to get it done. You know, control your space. The more you control your space, the better you will be. Yeah.
The best part about it is that it's free. A lot of agents complain about the fact that, you know, everything costs so much money to like get people's attention, but not really.
And if you've collected emails for people in your farm area, you can just add them by email to the group, and they accept the group and call it what you want. You know, you live in Chicago, call it I Love Chicago Facebook group, you know, or the Chicago Real Estate Facebook group. And you could even make it closed. You can make it a secret group. You can make it a public group. You do whatever you want. You can ask questions when people want to join. You can ask them questions. Do you live in Chicago? If the answer is no, don't accept them. Why do you want them in there?
Yep.
Right? You're farming a particular area. You know, you can control who's in there, soliciting or marketing. Hey, there's no soliciting in my group. You're out. Yep. You know, simple things like that. So it's an amazing opportunity for somebody to take their business to the next level. You know, I don't even know how much more I can really push on this, but I really think it's a great opportunity for you guys to have an additional way to farm, an additional way to promote yourself and your business and your real estate business. And for our clients, think about what we would be doing for our clients. If my agents get a listing and I have a group of, you know, 400 people in a particular area, and I post it in that group, think about the exposure that you would receive. You know, what do you tell your sellers? Hey, I run a group with, you know, 4,000 people in it, and they're all local to this area, and I'm going to promote your property within that group.
Yeah, no, that would be amazing.
Huge. Now you have the potential to get your own buyer, your own seller. You're doing double-sided deals. I mean, the potential is phenomenal. Yeah. What I would tell you is take action, don't quit, get it done, and be smart about it. Provide content.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was great to see you guys today. Thank you for joining us in our show. We're going to bring the show to you again every Thursday at 4 p.m. We're live. If we don't go live, we'll pre-record the show and make sure it gets posted at 4 p.m. so you guys get to see the show. Again, check out my podcast. Check out go to the podcast app. Look up for David Adam Kurz. It's the Take Action Podcast, which follows my book. Go to Amazon. Look up David Adam Kurz. You'll find both my books in there, The Blueprint and Take Action. Buy them both. Get educated. If you join my company today, or tomorrow or any day, I'll give you a copy of both books for you to keep.
And maybe one of these.
And maybe one of those cool shirts.
Maybe.
One of those cool shirts while supplies last.
Yeah.
Supplies are limited. All right, guys. Real estate gear, Kurz gear, David Kurz gear, coaching gear, and all that stuff. Go to kurzgear.com. Any other things you need from me, let us know. 786-529-5273. Check out our website, kurzre.com. Peace. See you later. Can I get my marketing guy at the iPad to turn off the live video?
Oh, he has his, I don't know that he knows.
Hey. Hey! Can we turn off the live video, please? This fucking producer, bro.